Hello, and welcome to Verbally. I'm teacher Oakley. For the next hour, it's time for another totally random questions class. In this class, I will be asking students questions which could range into any topic, which might be require description skills, preference questions, opinion questions, uh, you name it. I'm not even sure what direction I'm headed. So stay on your toes because this will be like a conversation class in which I'll be asking questions of many different types and then giving you feedback regarding everything: pronunciation, organization, vocabulary, sentence construction, and grammar. Everything like that. Okay. Hello, Rebecca. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Okay. I guess.
Okay.
Well, yeah, well, okay. Kind of got a toothache, but I'll live, I suppose. How are you doing today?
Well, yes, it just have been 1 hour I got up, so I didn't have enough time to to do things. I just took one English lesson, and I had breakfast. But so far, I can say it has been a great day.
Okay. So far, so good.
So
Uh,
far, so good. Yes,
all
yes.
right.
Hopefully, the rest of the day is going to be the same. The same.
Okay. So, all right. So far, so good. Very common colloquial English expression. Speaking of English expressions and random questions, Rebecca, what is your favorite idiom, colloquial expression, a saying, a proverb, or even a slang word in English?
Well, I never thought about, the idioms, thinking which one I like the most. So I say, so I can say some that come to my mind now. For instance, it rains like cats. Something like that.
Almost. Rain.
Dogs
Okay.
and cats. Yes, it's raining like dogs and cats.
Yeah. Okay. But in idioms, you got it. Uh, in idioms, you got to get the word order right, especially if there's two objects or two subjects or something like that. So the expression is it's raining like cats and dogs.
Yes, it's raining like cats and dogs. So it's raining heavily.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Uh, okay. That's pretty much the standard idiom you teach to give an example what idioms are to new students. Uh, yeah, that's the
To be
first
honest,
one.
I don't use a lot idioms because that means I would like, of course, that means to have a really good control of the language. So in my level, I think I just focus focusing. Could I say
Hmm.
that?
Yes.
On grammar, at least speak properly. So that would be really amazing. Use those ones, but it's quite difficult so far to me.
Okay.
Do you know? Did you get me?
Yes, I understood you. It's quite difficult for me.
Thank you. It's quite difficult for me.
Hmm.
Difficult, well, hard, because that would mean well, that would be I have a good English, and well, maybe in the future.
Hmm. Okay. All right. kind of the same idea, but a little different. And maybe not, but have you memorized any quotes? Can you
Clothes.
quote? Yeah.
Clothes.
Do you have a favorite quote?
Quote. Oh, yes, quotes. Yes, 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 yes. Quotes. I know quotes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, memorize to be or not to be. You know.
Oh, Shakespeare.
The most famous one. You know, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Uh, sure. Absolutely. Or
Give me one more. Give me one more. Just comes to your mind right now.
a quote.
Yes.
Okay.
Please, not just famous in your country or in Philippines. Famous around the world.
Yeah. All right. Uh, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it.
Yes, sure, yeah.
Right?
The same in Spain. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Although
yes.
I don't really know who said that. I'm not sure, and I think I may be paraphrasing the quote. I may not have it exactly word for word correct. I'm not
Well,
sure.
but I know exactly which one are you saying? You know.
Hmm. Uh, okay. Uh, all right. Uh, all right. More totally random questions. We're going to be all over the place today. Uh, okay. Um, Rebecca, what is something that would make you frown?
Frown.
Yeah, you know, frown.
Could you write it down, please? Frown.
Hmm.
Maybe I know the word, but I
It's a
frown.
noun. It's a noun or a verb, either. It's
Uh,
basically the opposite of smile.
okay. Being sad.
Yeah,
Kind
right.
of. Okay. Well, just one thing is stupid, but for me it's very annoying. People on the streets when they, don't take care and touch me or, how, touch me, of course, but they walk in front of me and I have to change the direction, like stupid. I
Ah,
said, yeah.
ah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I do. Yeah, you would go crazy here in the Philippines, especially like in a busy city like Manila, because people.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of my culture shocks being an American and coming here because I lived in New York City for a while, and New York City, the sidewalk is very broad, and everyone going uptown walks on this side of the road, and everyone going downtown, and everyone's
Yes,
moving very
everything is very organized, Yes, people know exactly the way and exactly how to do. Yeah, I know.
right, right, exactly.
And
But
Filipinos is a
but
chaos.
in Manila, you go to walk like 3 blocks or something, and you do this.
Oh, come on,
Uh,
man.
uh,
You know,
uh,
okay,
uh,
for holidays would be okay, but living
uh.
there every day, would
Mm,
be a torture.
yeah. And really it happens all the time in the mall, walking down the street, people walking in front of you suddenly change directions without, I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah, yeah,
step
yeah.
right in front of you, and
An experience, yes, good.
they really don't pay any attention to that. It's like not in their culture. I mean, they really don't. When I go out a door, I look behind me. Is there anyone behind me? Do I need to leave the door open for them? You know,
Yeah, yeah,
Philip-
sure. That is polite things. Good
sure.
manners.
Filipinos don't do that. They walk through the door and they never pay attention.
Because they don't know that. It's not because they are rude.
Yeah, that's right. They just don't know. It's just not part of their culture at all to worry about that.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
worry about where
Yeah.
other people are.
So for you, first time had to be sometimes very, how the expression, shocked.
Yeah, yeah. It was one, as I said before, it was one of my first culture shocks. Like, what?
Ah,
Everybody's going every direction. Yeah, and
culture shocks. Okay.
and it extends beyond that. When I came here, I met some friends, and they had a little get together to welcome me. And so one of my very first culture shocks is sitting in a conversation with maybe 8 people, and everybody's talking, and I'm sitting there going, "Who's doing the listening?"
Yeah, but that is is when here happened. But at the end of the party, when everyone is drunk, and, and it doesn't matter if someone is listening to me or listen to the other one. It's just important thing is talk, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the party, at the beginning,
Right. Okay. Funny. Have you ever? Okay, let's continue this line of questioning. I guess. Have you ever experienced a culture shock when you were traveling?
Well, I've been to Morocco at the beginning of this year, and I can say it was the most different culture I have ever been, or visit, or so, well, yeah, at the moment to buy some things, just because I was a woman, the man in front of me didn't want to deal with me about the money. My translator, who was a man, had to do it. So, well, it was a culture shock for me because I never thought just for the fact of being a woman,
Hmm.
it's my culture. In my mind, is that is
Right.
no, you know,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Sure. Okay. Uh, Suggestion, a little awkward. It's the most I like what you're trying to do. It's the most different culture I have ever, and then you got stuck, have ever been. Uh, okay. Maybe it's the most different culture I have ever experienced.
Experience. Okay, good. Because I thought about the word I was going to use, and it came. It came
Right.
to me to my mind that. But okay, thank you.
Right.
Experience.
But good phrasing, however, and good choice of present perfect verb tense to talk about experiences. I mean, that's one of the main functions of present perfect tense. So actually, that was good. Good.
Good to
Yeah.
practice that. Thank you.
Yes, and good choice of adverb ever. Okay, looks like Ken has joined us.
Hello.
Hi, Ken.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing today?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Great. Ken, we're doing another totally random questions class. Okay. So who knows what I'm going to ask you? Okay. I'm going to ask you. We're talking a little bit about culture. Is there an expletive that Japanese people use to show they're very surprised, like Americans? Oh, or oh my God.
Expletives means
Expletive. Sometimes it's just a sound. An expletive might be like, huh?
okay.
Huh?
I see.
Hmm. Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Ah!
yeah. Oh, maybe I don't have uh they are not Americans, but I was asked I in the past I sometimes take foreigner temporary visiting here for driving, and whenever we are driving, a lot of decorated kind of gorgeous house, big house is along the street here. So they are wondering what are they? Are they a disco club or something? And I explained, oh, it's a pachinko parlor for gambling. Do you know that? It's
Yeah.
really kind of very light up and yeah, kind
Okay.
of yeah.
No, okay. Somehow we got our wires crossed. Here's a little idiom for you. I think we're talking about two different things.
Mhm.
I was asking what an expletive a Japanese person might use. What do they say when they're surprised? Or what do they do? What gesture? What do they do? If I jumped up behind a Japanese person and went, boo, what would they say?
Maybe they say ah ah. Yeah.
Ah! Okay. Okay. Sometimes, all right, in regards to expletives, I'm curious about this. This is a serious question. I'm not just asking to ask a question. Occasionally, once or twice, I don't know why or what channel I'm watching or whatever. I don't know where it is. Where do I see this? I can't remember, but there's some TV channel that shows Japanese tourism documentaries.
Mm.
Okay, now I'm not making fun or anything, but it seems like every time I watch one of these, there's 3 or 4 Japanese women, and they're, I don't know, looking up at Mount Fuji, or they're in a temple or something, and they're all going like this. Ah, yes.
Overreact.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
ah, da, 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 ah, like
Uh,
that, over and over again.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
kind of a cliche nowadays on TV. The gourmet reporter overreacted. So in the
Ah,
kind of
okay.
funny comedy show, the restaurant served chewing gum rice cake to the reporter, and they overreact. Oh, it's tasty. What is this texture? And
Ah,
it's just chewing gum. Yeah,
okay, so it's overreacting on the part of the
yeah,
reporters.
yeah.
Okay, it's funny you say that, because one of the ones that, now that you mention it, was they were showing how to do some really kind of fancy, really elaborate kinds of sushi with like patterns and fish inside and flowers and a star or whatever. Very elaborate. And yeah, everybody was, oh, ah, look, oh, look, ah. Yeah, very. And okay, it's just overreacting from the reporters. People don't really act like this.
Yeah, it exaggerated, yes.
Thank goodness. Okay, well, that's good news. Oh my goodness. Yeah, tell somebody they're overdoing it. Definitely. It seems very strange. Okay. All right. Rebecca. Okay. Random question. Back to you.
Yes.
Rebecca, do you? Okay, I was just mentioning. I occasionally, where I live, I can watch Chinese television. Sometimes I watch CCTV, the Chinese television, just to try to figure out what they're doing. Or I just mentioned I've occasionally watched documentaries in Japanese. Do you ever watch documentaries, films, news programs in other languages?
Sure, of course. Actually, I just watch English TV. You know, I don't watch Spanish TV at all.
Oh,
First
really?
of all, I don't like it. And then, if I'm going to spend some time in front of the TV, it's going to be something useful for me. And I think, okay, at least watching something and listen English at once, you know? So
Okay.
the channel I'm always watching now is Europe News, you know, and well, I can see the news around the world in English, and yeah, yeah.
Okay. It has subtitles.
No, without subtitles in this level, which makes me feel very happy. I don't get everything, of course, but you know, I know exactly the point, the topic, you know, the everything, you know.
Uh-huh.
So Yeah.
Okay. I have to ask a follow-up question. Why do you not like Spanish TV or Spanish news? I didn't.
Well, I think there are so many reasons. Spanish news, because depending on the channel, you are no, you are taking part of a political thing. I don't like that. I hate it, So I hate politicians here. I like politics. So I don't want to know nothing about it, which is very, is not good for a person, but, So I want to see something more objective,
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So in Spain right now, and there are some different channels, of course, and everyone belongs to a political party. I don't like that.
Okay.
It's
More and
not.
more
It's
like.
not. It's not. It's not something clear. Clear. I mean, it's not something official, but it's clear for us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I totally understand. Believe me, American
And
news
you
media is
know,
becoming more and more like that. Yeah.
in addition of this, I want to know news. I want to watch news from all over the world, just not from my country, because some news in my country are really, stupid. Things like really not important. So I, of course, I read the newspaper all the time. But of course, I want to be informed of what happens in my country, But reading newspapers all the time. Actually, the
Okay.
first thing I did when I get up, And then every 1 hour, okay, let me go to have another look to the newspaper or the other one. But on the TV news, no, 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 no.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch much TV news either. And again, now that I live in the Philippines, the news is crazy. It's pointless here. It's utterly pointless. It's utterly pointless. In an hour news program, they'll talk for 30 to 40 minutes about movie stars and who's making what movie and what movie star is dating what movie
But
stars.
that isn't news. That is the celebrities program,
I know,
We
I know,
have
but
those kind as well.
that's their national news. That's their 7 o'clock eyewitness
Really?
news.
They mix
Yeah.
things. Oh, come on. No, no serious.
Then they'll have, no, I'm totally serious. And then they'll have about 10 minutes where they'll show some small crime or an accident. Oh,
Okay, yes, fantastic. Okay.
a bus ran into a tree, or
By the way, this happened.
a store was robbed.
Amazing. So they are not reliable.
Then they have 10 minutes where they quickly go through the international world news, which is totally from a Philippines perspective. I mean, if they're talking about even something tragic like
The last events in
earthquake.
Paris.
Last events in Paris, what was the news broadcast? In the Philippines, it was about there were 3 Filipinos in a nearby block having dinner. That's all they care about.
Yeah. Well, they are a peculiar culture.
Yeah, to say the least. And everything's from the perspective of the Philippines.
Yes.
So every disaster, every international anything, it's how does it affect Filipinos in the Philippines? Nothing about anything else, how it affects the rest of the world. So it's very, very... They're not really biased politically, but they're extremely biased nationalistically. So...
Yeah, but I'm getting your point of view living there, and it has to be really, really, really a culture shock, You coming from New York, from the States, and then living in the Philippines, it's an amazing experience, and I think it's very productive to you to can see different points of view, different, wow, I think it's open your mind for other way of thinking of the human being. You know.
Definitely, you're very, very right. Absolutely.
Yeah, amazing.
The newspapers are very good here, actually, surprisingly good, surprisingly even-handed and fair. There is opinion, but it's on the opinion pages, and it's actually pretty good newspaper reporting here. And they cover everything, the newspaper. It's totally different on TV, though. I don't know
Okay.
why.
That is good.
They're completely different things here. Let me go to Ken. Ken, do you ever buy newspapers?
No, I still subscribe newspaper. I just browse it on the lobby of the pool or sometimes in the library.
You browse it on the what of the pool?
Yeah, in the pool, I often go. There's a lobby
Oh,
in the pool, and that lobby newspaper is available in the lobby. That lobby.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, all right, so you just browse it or skim it. Oh,
And I
I see.
check the news, Yahoo Top mainly nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yahoo is still popular in Japan, I I when I open the browser, Yahoo appears, and and Yahoo tops. Actually, it is very influential nowadays for Japanese mind because many
Hmm.
people choose Yahoo as a homepage. So,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Okay, interesting. Okay, and Yahoo carries a lot of different papers and wire services.
yes,
Correct.
and
Yeah.
but the problem is that the newspaper needs to get a profit. So a lot of newspaper nowadays require some amount money to read the whole article. But one newspaper is not doing that. So Yahoo News withdraw the news from that newspaper. But that newspaper's view is like a neoconservative view.
Mm-hmm.
So it is analyzed. That's one of the reasons why some Japanese going light nowadays,
Ah, okay. Hmm. All right. Interesting.
especially on the internet. Yeah, people just watch the internet. They tend to expose such kind of right and views news more than ordinary.
Okay. Uh, we don't usually say watch the internet. Oh, people just
Yeah.
go on the internet. People just find the news on the internet. They look at news on the internet. Yeah, right. Okay, as do I. Okay. Ken, could you ever be a reporter?
Reporter. Mm,
Any kind of report, sports reporter, music
I
critic, maybe, for example. Yeah.
I was interviewed by the reporter, but as a reporter, maybe not so. Sometimes I interviewed in the class activity or something like that, but not major one. I was
Okay.
interviewed by the TV reporter and British Council, the for the English education here.
You were interviewed by them?
Yes, yes, because they need the opinion about maybe about English learners here, how to develop or what should they develop for English learners.
Ah, yeah, okay. Right. Uh, okay. That's interesting. So kind of a survey?
Yeah, I think so, survey.
A poll?
The,
Yeah, yeah. All right.
yeah, it was, we gathered, maybe five of us gathered in a room and the,
Oh,
yeah, the staff comes and the Japanese is very fluent. So she asked us mostly in Japanese about English learning here.
okay. All right. Oh, so that's more like a focus group.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they're actually considering their product, their services, as it were. Interesting. Okay. Rebecca, going back to you. And by the way, I made notes, but I forgot to tell you, Rebecca,
It's okay.
last time. Be careful of the double negative. Don't know nothing. It should be I don't know anything. Okay. Not I
Oh,
don't
I
know
don't
nothing.
know anything, no nothing.
Yeah, right. You don't want to say don't and nothing. Don't and never. I don't never do that. Okay.
Okay,
Or
yes.
don't and not. I do not do that. Right. And also the expression is in addition to. You're adding extra information, which is good. It is a very good thing to organize your speech using discourse markers like transitionals. It's actually very important. But the expression is in addition to. In addition to that, okay.
And what did I say? In addition?
Of. You said in addition of.
In addition of, yes, you know, I translate into Spanish. Okay. In
Hmm.
addition to that, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, okay.
Thank you. In addition
Sure.
to that.
Kind of bouncing off the same topic, have you ever been asked to complete a survey or a poll
If
or a
I,
focus group?
in a survey,
Yeah, have you ever taken a survey or been part of a poll where they ask people's opinion about whatever, social, political, whatever things?
well, I'm
Or
thinking about it and I can't recall any time I had been in a survey. No. Maybe,
okay,
but I can't remember. I can't recall it. Recall it? Could I say?
yes, that's perfect. I can't recall it. Okay.
Okay.
Did you ever fill out a survey for a product or a service, or fill out the card in a restaurant, feedback card? Have you ever done that?
No, what is that? What is the use for?
Oh, it's actually very common in the United States. You have on your, you go eat at a restaurant, not an elegant restaurant, but a family restaurant, a place like that, it would be very common. And there's a little card on the table. And after, oh, how would you rate the service? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How would you rate the surroundings?
Okay.
Rate the food, cleanliness, all that kind of thing.
Is that common in the States? Quite common.
It's common for kind of medium-ish restaurants.
Okay.
You know, you probably you don't usually see these things in a like a diner or fast food or very low-priced food, and you wouldn't probably see it in a really elegant, expensive restaurant either. But for places like TGI Fridays or Applebee's or you know, those kind of chain medium restaurants, it's super common for them. They always have.
Okay. Well, in Spain you can find those, you know, feedback. You said feedback.
Yeah, customer feedback. Yes.
No, here is no common. Well, but now talking about this, something came to my mind about the survey. I don't know if exactly the example are you looking for, but you know, when I after being in some places, after using, you know, I book hotels with booking. You know.
Mm-hmm.
After
Okay.
my time in those places, then when I got back, I received a mail asking me from my time in those restaurants. Is the thing that you're looking for?
Yeah.
Anything like that?
Okay. Sure. Right. Uh,
That was recently, you know, so it's
okay.
yeah, it could be something like that.
All right. Do you ever check like Yelp or any of the sites that do customer reviews?
No. You
You
know,
have,
to be honest, I don't, I don't like to spend time in that things, in those things. No.
Okay. All right. How about you, Ken? Have you ever left a review online?
Yes, I was embarrassed because I right after I connected, I started the internet. I wrote an Amazon review, and I I was naive. I didn't know so much about internet, so I wrote it by my name. So
Ah.
still, it is on my search the search engine hit by the search engine. So I want ask to Amazon to erase it, but they won't. So
Oh my.
I didn't write
Okay.
anything wrong and just a comment. Prayer, yeah. So that's one good thing, positive part of it. But after that, I became very careful about exposing my name on the internet.
Hmm. The internet is forever.
Oh yeah,
Think about that, unless they blow up the Earth, you're basically forever.
yeah.
We don't have to be a great general or a philosopher or anything like that anymore. We're all forever now.
Recently, famous comedian started tweet casting, but he was too drunk at that time. So, but so it
Yeah.
was kind of a lot of internet people gathered the tweetcast and kind of and after that recording uploaded on YouTube or some other video site, and it made how can I say, it is on the display on the news, and the original video uploaded video was erased, but the people uploaded the same video again and again. So it's kind of
Ah,
a cat and mouse game or something.
cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. They're never going to catch up to it. Yeah. Okay. What is explain, describe, and explain for me. What do you mean? And what's a tweet cast? I can imagine, but let me make
Uh,
sure I'm right.
Tweetcast, everybody can broadcast themselves on tweetcasting. It's connected to Twitter, and people commented on that broadcasting via
So,
Twitter.
okay, it's a comedian. So what are you saying? 140 characters. He's just uploading joke after joke like that.
He was very drunk at that time. So,
So he's
yeah.
putting in one comment at a time, one after another,
And
like as a show.
some internet users are mean, very, very mean. He started fighting with one girl because that woman asked a very mean comment. So she agitated him, and he fight back. So it's unusual on TV actually. TV cuts such kind of radical part or kind of
Yeah.
about internet. Some people dare to show such part of uh, so he regretted that after that. In the end of the next comment, after he got a Skype at the same time. That's why that happened. Some broadcaster got
Hmm.
a Skype during their broadcasting. So viewer called him to via Skype. That's very common nowadays.
Really? Okay. All right. That's interesting. Who is this comedian? Is he American, Japanese?
A Japanese comedian
Yeah.
often appear on TV. So yeah. So it's a risky for entertainer to use such uh, totally private social media actually.
I'm not sure why any celebrity tweets because they always seem to be getting into trouble. Yeah, whatever. I don't even know why any of them do it, honestly. Okay. Let's talk celebrities. Let me go back to Rebecca. Rebecca, do you want to be famous? What's your opinion?
Well, I never thought it. Well, famous. No, I would. Well, I would like to be rich, as some famous people, but no, being famous, famous with with what purpose? I don't know.
Or you mean how? Famous how? Is that what you mean?
Famous how?
How? Yeah, how famous? Like how are you famous? For
Ah,
what
okay,
are
okay.
you
Famous
famous?
how? A rich person, famous because of being rich? Yes, I would like.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
but no, almost nobody's famous for being rich.
No, they are rich because they have a job that may got them rich, and then
Right.
famous. Actors, architects, or politicians, or people who got married with other famous people. But, well, there are some people who is famous for being rich, you know?
Very few, but I guess Paris Hilton or somebody who has no discernible
Yeah.
skill whatsoever, but she's still famous.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
she's very famous. Yes, in that case, yes, I would like to be famous because of being really rich, from a family rich. But well, I'm joking. Well, it's not my real interest, being famous. No. Well, why?
Yeah, why? Or why
Why?
not?
Why not? Yeah. Well, if that happened, well, it could be nice. But my life is still nice without being famous.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't need the hassle myself. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. We've been kind of going along with the flow, trying to shake up the random element a little bit. Ken,
Yes.
what is your favorite part of the day and why?
Since I'm a night owl, I like midnight over midnight. Yes.
Hmm.
Mm,
Okay. Any particular reason?
Maybe I can concentrate on things which I'm doing at night. In the daytime, I think maybe I can do that. I can do this, or maybe a lot of more possibility in the daytime. But
Uh-huh.
at night, maybe going out, it could be, but it could be dangerous. So maybe stay home and just I can just concentrate on what I'm doing at night more than a day.
Okay. Um, all right. What is your most productive hour of the day? Follow-up question.
Productive hour a day, maybe
Yeah.
maybe this time zone. I'm
Same.
not sure. Maybe late in the afternoon and
Okay.
evening, early evening,
Why?
because of my tendency.
To
I'm
be
a
a night owl?
night owl basically, so yeah, I'm getting more vital, energetic at night.
Okay.
But if I go out at daytime, I became vital or energetic. But if I stay in the room, in a day, maybe I don't. Night is more active.
Aha. Okay. I understand that. I completely understand that. I'm also kind of a night owl. Right. I totally understand what you're saying. If I go out and force myself to do something in the day, then I'm much more energetic. But if I just stay at home doing this, working, I'm ready for a nap. Okay. Hmm. All right. Let me take it to Rebecca here. Rebecca, how about you? What's your most energetic hour of the day? When are you the most productive and energetic?
Well, absolutely is first time in the morning for me.
Oh,
I
really?
feel, oh
Ah,
yes, my brain is 100%, working, and I feel like doing exercise, and I got things better than later on. Yeah.
really?
Oh yes, yes, yes. After
Uh,
sleeping, after sleeping,
really?
yeah, yeah,
Do you,
yeah, yeah.
do you wake up quickly? Because it takes me an hour to really feel like I'm functioning like a human being. Really,
Yeah,
honestly.
How many hours do you sleep?
It depends. I'm not very regular sleeper.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
really sometimes on average 7 or 8 hours probably.
Okay, so yeah, well, I like to go to bed early, because I like to sleep at least 8 hours, Even sometimes I can do it because I woke up during the night and I can keep sleeping, but most of the times I could. So I sleep at least yes 8 hours, and that make me feel, very good the next day.
Hmm.
I can notice the difference when I can sleep enough time, I don't feel like that. So in my case, in my body, it's really necessary to sleep in order to feel productive to the next day.
Hmm. Feel productive the next day. You
The
don't need
next,
to.
not to, okay, feel
Yeah. Yeah.
productive. I
Yeah.
could notice a lot, yeah. And even when I don't sleep well, I know when in the moment I'm getting up, okay, it's going to be a hard day, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I know it, So for me, it's necessary to have a good rest, a good sleep, Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it really takes. I walk into things. If I try to talk, I'm unintelligible. You can't even understand. I can't even understand what I'm saying. It really takes me a long time to wake up. I have slow waking up. However, I am generally very productive in the morning because if I'm still half sleeping and I start to do some work, I just keep going. So
Really,
I can get along because I'm still half asleep and I just keep going. Um, I
you know
make
what?
mistakes and I have to start again, but
Everybody is different, and
everybody's
have
different.
yeah,
True.
the body, not the person. Everybody, our bodies are
Oh
different,
yeah,
and they have a
body.
different way of, yeah. So some people need different things than other ones,
True.
because the body have a way to live.
That's right. Okay. All right. Got about another 10 minutes. Let's get totally random here. Ken,
Yes.
what remedy for the common cold works for you? What do you do when you have a cold? What
Cold. Mhm.
a, a cold? At you. Any cold. What do you like to do for yourself? How do you take care of yourself?
Mm, sleep and take a, a lot of drink, yeah, water. And
Hmm.
if I don't have appetite, I eat whatever I can eat, like liquid yogurt, and
Hmm.
I kind of canned orange, canned mandarin orange. I like
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
because it's a bit cold while it's passing through my throat.
Hmm.
I like
Hmm.
that kind of, I need such kind of feeling, the
Okay.
cold feeling at the fever. So I tend to eat such canned mandarin fruit, mandarin orange, and liquid yogurt.
Hmm.
And I gargle the throat and nose, no, in
Ah.
salt water. The
Oh, you
pure
do.
water cannot pass through the nose. How can I say nose hole? Hole.
Yeah. I
How
guess
can I say English?
cavity.
A cavity. Yes.
Yes. In
Yeah.
English, we would say
Yes.
nasal cavity.
Nasal cavity. Yes.
Official
Yes.
collocation, I
So
suppose.
salt water, yeah, easily pass through that part, so I can clean up the virus germs from this part, because this part is virus, a lot of virus, in that part. Why human got cold.
Hmm. There's an expression in English, and I am never sure if I had it right. It's like feed a cold, starve a fever, or maybe the opposite. Feed a fever, starve a cold. I think it's feed a cold, starve a fever is how it goes. But I don't know. When I have a cold, not a fever, not like a temperature and really, really sick, but just a cold, I eat a lot, actually. Eat, sleep, and drink. Stay very hydrated. Water, lots of water. Yeah. Okay. All right. Rebecca.
Yes.
Totally random question. What animal scares you the most and why?
Well, from my experience so far, I am really scared of snakes, you know? Yeah, I don't like them at all. I don't know why, but yes. But I've never been in front of a bear, you know? So maybe, I don't know. You know, or other kind of animals, but so far, you know, I felt very scared of snakes.
Okay. All right. Are there any poisonous snakes in Spain?
Yes, there must be some, you know. Otherwise, no, but Spain is not famous for having the most poisonous snakes in the world, but it's because they are very scary, you know. You know, it's like ooh,
Very,
ooh.
they're
I
very what?
feel, you know, my body gets a reaction like oh, you know, it's something impulsive. I can't control that feeling, you know.
Instinct.
Yes, something like that.
Could
Yeah.
be. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've actually never heard about poisonous snakes in Europe. They just don't go together. I really don't know what kinds of poisonous snakes are in Europe at all. I didn't even know
No,
that
there
there
are
were.
some, you know. Yeah,
There
but you
are?
know, it's not
Okay.
frequently to read on the newspaper someone was dead because of he was biting by a snake, you know. So it's
Okay.
not really common. That is something unusual.
All
But
right.
that doesn't mean I'm scared of them.
Right. Okay. Was killed by
Was
a
killed.
snake.
I thought when one is killed is because it was an it was assassinated.
No, you can be killed by an animal. You can be killed by piano falling off the roof. He was killed by a
Ah,
piano that fell off the roof of the building. Yeah, you can be killed by any number of
okay.
things, of course.
So when someone was killed by a beating by
Yeah.
a snake.
Generally, okay, you die in some kind of accident. Okay, killed by a whatever, killed in a car accident, but like a disease, he died of cancer. He died of malaria, like that.
Okay, okay, he died of, okay, but we can say he was killed by a fast cancer.
No, usually a disease. He died
Always,
of
okay.
yeah,
Okay,
died of
okay,
a
okay.
fast-moving chronic cancer, something, whatever. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Um. Okay. Uh. All right. Well, a little bit morbid, maybe, but what the heck? Ken, if you can pick how you die, how do you want to die? In a blaze of glory, or
Um,
quietly in your sleep?
quiet, quiet, and not so suffering. Yeah, quiet without suffer. That's my wish.
Quiet without suffering.
Yes.
Okay. Quiet and no suffering. All right. Yeah, it seems like a good.
Sometimes I think human, it would be wonderful if human have a switch, like a robot, turn off.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But a human
Yeah.
is a kind of creature, so we don't have a switch.
Well, be careful what you wish for, Ken. You know, they'll start putting a switch in when they start giving us the automatic ID card that they stick into our neck.
When the Tamagotchi was on fashion, one woman, talked to me, he would die if we don't care about him. But I said, but he can, if you reset, he can revive. So, yeah, that's a different of creature and that cyber animal.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Right. Okay. Interesting. All right. Rebecca, back to you. When you were a kid, did you believe in any fantastical creatures like Santa Claus or dragons or fairies or anything like that?
Well, sure, in Santa Claus. Well, Santa Claus, no, exactly. Santa Claus is quite new here in Spain. It's quite a
Hmm.
new tradition. We have here, we call the Three Kings. That is our Christmas tradition for
Mhm.
presents. And when I was a kid, of course, is 6 days after the end of the year.
Mhm.
Children got presents from them. Is customary to receive the presents during the night, So children, when they get up, they can see the presents in the living room or in the,
Yeah.
in some part of the house. And it's because the three kings were during the night and they leave those presents for you. But before you had to write a list of the presents you wanted.
Aha.
So,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, and then here, then when you are about 10 or 11, you realize your parents are the three kings, you know.
No.
Yes, yes, and very traumatic. Yes, very, very.
Yeah.
Actually, there's here a question about how do you know when the three kings were your parents? It's a typical question here. How
Hmm.
or when or which age did you know? When you were
Yeah.
conscious about it? When did you were aware?
Right. And I can say the same thing about English speaking culture, or at least American culture. It's also a very common question to
Really, with Santa Claus.
yeah, to learn about people's childhood and also how, maybe a little bit about their personality, how
And
naive were
do
you?
American children have to write a list of the presents they want?
You write Santa Claus a letter, and
Yeah, okay. Yes, with us, yes, yes,
okay,
yes.
you put it in an envelope and you mail it, and the post office gets thousands and thousands of letters to the North Pole Santa Claus
Yeah,
every year.
it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we're about out of time, so thank you very much.
Thank
Quite
you.
enjoyable. Rebecca, Ken, thanks a
Thank you.
Thank
lot.
you. See you next time. Thank you. Have a good
All
day.
right.
Bye. Thank
You
you.
too.